Hey, all right, take two. So, a couple of things learnt this morning is that lives don't work so great when you haven't got Wi-Fi. Um, Now, I was in the middle of saying why doing a live was actually outside my comfort zone. So, I mentioned that not only do I get nervous, but there's the additional element this week with doing lives daily, and that is, regardless of what I've got going on, I'm going to get these lives done. So Monday, Tuesdays are actually my bill-paying job days, and I'm actually here at work on my lunch break doing a live. So it's got that added challenge for myself to push through whatever it is that I've got going on that day to actually get online and do these. So yeah, it's that extra challenge for myself. Yeah, so Mondays, my outside my comfort zone is doing these lives, but I'm going to be doing them every day this week, just checking in, letting you know what I'm doing and reporting back. I've got a couple of things in mind for the remaining days of this week. However, yet I haven't figured out every day what it is that I'm going to be doing that's outside my comfort zone. So I open up the challenge to yourself. When we talk about going outside a comfort zone, it's actually good to work out, well, what is it that I'm actually gaining? What's actually going on that means that this is beneficial for me? Particularly tying it back to, well, how is it making life more joyful for starters? So what actually happens when we step outside our comfort zone is that we actually become a different version of ourselves, having done the thing that causes us that level of discomfort. So why things are actually uncomfortable for us in the first place is that we've got some limitations, some limiting beliefs around what it is or who we are actually before it is that we go and do that thing. So for example, if I'm fearful of jumping from high heights, so let's say jumping off a high board into a pool, for example, and this is actually something I find really quite challenging. So what it is that I've got fear that I may hurt myself, that I may get injured by jumping off into the water from a distance. So the version of me that actually does it, that jumps off into the water, the version that lands in the water now has a new set of beliefs. She goes, oh, I can do that. Whereas before I was telling myself, I can't do that, I'll hurt myself. The version that lands in the water of me goes, wow, I did it, that's really cool. And she's quite elated and excited because now she knows she can do that thing that she couldn't do before. Okay. Now, it's not to say that jumping from the high board isn't any easier next time, but the belief systems change. Instead of I can't do it, it's like, well, I've done it before and I know I'll be okay and I can do that. I can do this instead of I can't do this. So what happens is we become a different version of ourselves. Our belief systems have changed. So for example, when I get to the end of this week, having done daily lives, and go, oh, I can now do that. I still may get nervous, okay, but I will know that regardless of my situation, whether I'm here at the office or whether I'm at home working from home, that I'm capable of jumping online at any time and doing these ad hoc lives. So that's sort of the premise that we're working off with stepping into our uncomfortable zone, is that we actually become a different version of ourselves. And it's beautiful to actually examine and become aware of what it is that we're telling ourselves. So over the next few days, as I push myself to different uncomfortable zones, whether it's something that I'm doing physically or something that's task related in this instance, I will be feeding you back about, well, what are the changes, what are the new beliefs that I now have in regards to that thing that I was facing resistance or felt uncomfortable doing in the first place. So anyway, I've got to get back to work. So have a great day. If you are actually taking on the challenge, I'd love to hear from you and get some feedback about your particular, what's in your uncomfortable zone, and what are the new beliefs that you may uncover when you actually attempt and push through those feelings of resistance around it. So Love you lots. Thank you very much. I've done well today. 2 lives. Thank you, dodgy Wi-Fi. So thank you. Bye.